Hi folks, with Tacitus today. Please listen to this presentation as you would a radio broadcast. I've still got a bit of a flu and cold thing happening, so I may cough and splutter a bit. In this this presentation or this essay, I'd like to talk about the Austrian election. So Austria is a fairly small country in Central Europe, right next to Hungary, south of Germany, and they've got an election coming up, I think, in the next few days. There's not many people going to vote. I think that the voting pool is around 6 million, give or take. So, but how is the globalist media covering this? Now, you'd think, I mean, it's not that significant a place, surely, in the overall scheme of things. But the issue here is that a political party that wants to stop mass migration and wants to evict illegal aliens, and they want to have a migration system quite sensibly and reasonably. It's hardly radical, where skills that are needed in the Austrian economy and people that speak German and this sort of thing get preference on in terms of migrating to Austria. Why would any country want masses and masses of third world illiterate peasants who just want to parasite off the system and are only coming to Austria to get all the free stuff and all the handouts? Why would any country want that? And of course they wouldn't. But that's not the globalist thing. The globalist program is to mass move gazillions of illiterate third world brown and black peasants into the West. And if the white Western people don't like it, then they're all to be dismissed as Nazis and so on and so forth. So the media, the globalist media, is looking at the election, and the party that wants to, again, stop mass migration and so on, they look like they're going to be the biggest party. Now, in Austria, it's very rare that a single party has an outright majority, very rare. Typically, it's going to be a coalition of three or even more political parties that are going to form a government. So there's a lot of horse trading and so on goes on in the background, but after every election. But it looks like certainly based on the polls, it looks like this party that opposes mass migration is going to come in with quite a decent majority. When I say majority, as in they'll be the biggest party by a good 5%, again based on the polls. Now, I don't know how much globalist vote rigging will go on here to make sure they don't become outright first or something, but we'll see. That's how it is at the moment, anyway. But what I wanted to focus on was how the globalist controlled media is covering it. Now, in Britain, in print media terms, this is one of the largest journals, and in overall sort of electronic media terms, this outfit's by far and away the biggest in Britain, and so this is how they're talking about the election. Now, instead of talking about, I mean, there's not even the slightest attempt at balance or slightest attempt at accuracy or anything like that. It's just full on screaming emotional vitriol. So in the first three sentences, far right is mentioned once in each sentence. Now, it only takes the sixth sentence. There are only six sentences in before Hitler's name is mentioned, reminiscent of Adolf Hitler. And then by the seventh paragraph, they're into Nazi. Far right again in eighth and ninth paragraphs. By the 10th paragraph, the party, this supposed right-wing party in Austria, is then they're Putin lovers, enabling Putin, friends with Putin, and they're also Islamophobes as well, apparently, because they've complained about the amount of illegal aliens who are coming from Islamic countries and aren't integrating at all. So this makes them Islamophobe, and then we're back to Nazi again. And and then far right twice again in the closing two paragraphs. This is an online piece, and again in the newspaper article or the printed article was about the same. Now, just a couple of here's the ridiculousness of it. That one person apparently said, well, that if the this right-wing party that they managed to nominate the chancellor, the prime minister, and then that prime minister who they gave the guy's name, he's saying that he will be a chancellor, a prime minister for the people, and straight away they jump on that because the term, Volkskanzler, meaning people's chancellor in German. That apparently is the same term used by Adolf Hitler. Scary stuff. So that means that he's Hitler, which means he's a Nazi, fascist, and so the word association and the scaremongering type stuff. Now remember, this is just a guy who says we need to bring migration back to skilled migration for people that speak German and who want to integrate and be part of our society. That's all he's done. That's it. And for that, they're accusing him of being Hitler and far right and Nazi and fascist and everything else. He's an Islamophobe and so on. Then they come out with another interesting one, is that there's a lot of, there's apparently hundreds of thousands of, so it's alleged, I don't know how true this is, hundreds of thousands of people who have temporary resident status in Austria, and from other third world countries, they have temporary resident status, but the description here is the harsh and repressive regime, the oppressive the Nazi regime that won't let these people vote. Won't stop. They're not citizens, and they've just got temporary work or residency visas. Why should they vote? That's not explained or discussed. It's just the indication is, or the assertion is, that these people would vote overwhelmingly against this party that wants to limit mass migration, and only because of that, and that alone, they should be allowed to vote, because that would stop the evil Nazis. So again, no attempt at balance. Not one negative comment about any other political party in Austria. The whole thing was focused as a hysterical hit piece on these right wing. Now, instead of saying, well, here are their policies and their bad policies, they don't do that. There's no actual policy discussion. There's just straight out hysteria. They're Nazis, they're Hitler, they're fascist. That's it. And again, crazy word association games that calling somebody a people's prime minister means that they're Hitler. I mean, excuse me. So that's it. But that's the standard of reporting that we get. Absolutely no attempt at balance or accuracy or discussing the issues. Just pure on hysteria. And really, we got to get a stop. They're allowed to do this and to run these idiotic propaganda pieces. And there's no pushback. There's no limit on what they can do. But they've got open slather to do this. And they horribly abuse this power that they have. You've been a Tacitus today, your Pushback channel. Thank you for listening.